Hello, and welcome to an early look at Deep Space Directive. Deep Space Directive is a resource management without the micromanagement, according to the developer, who was kind enough to send me a free review key via Keymailer. So, this game is a hex grid based colony builder with waves of aggressive aliens coming to get us. This game is releasing into early access on the 3rd of March, so all our usual early access caveats will apply there. Not guaranteed to see ongoing updates, not guaranteed to see a full release, etc, etc. So only buy in if what's already available is worth the cost of admission, though there is a free demo available on the Steam store page, which I'll have linked down below. So what we'll do is we'll jump right into a new game and play through the tutorial for a bit.
Director, we have a new incoming message from the Executive Director of Strategic Operations at Corporate Headquarters.
In light of the commencement of hostilities and the current scarcity of resources, the corporation perceives this situation as a strategic opportunity for enhanced profitability and market expansion. You have been tasked with the allocation of a limited workforce and resources to initiate construction efforts. The corporation anticipates the commencement of off-world shipments at the earliest possible juncture. Timeliness is imperative, as profits are a non-negotiable priority.
What all that corporate jargon really means is, we're supposed to take advantage of this war and squeeze every bit of profit out of it. And we're supposed to magically conjure up an industrial colony with a handful of workers and barely enough resources to get started. It's a job, and we get to do it.
Now, I don't know if you caught that listening to those voices, but the voices in this game are AI generated, which I understand given that the game is being made by a single developer, but I do hope that if the game launch is successful enough, the developer is able to come back and actually engage the voice actors to do a proper emotion-rich performance. So this window here doesn't normally pop up on your first start, but I've already played through a bit, so we'll just close that and get into things.
Director, we need to choose a location for our headquarters. Once we do that, we can start to generate energy, pump water, grow food, and build mines.
Alright, so we'll create our headquarters. We'll pop it over here because we don't want to take up those two water slots or slots next to the mines. So we'll pop her in. There we go.
For security, we have been given 2 mobile infantry units. To move a unit, select it, and then click where you want the unit to move. I suggest we use our infantry units to explore the boundaries of our colony.
Alright, so left click to select, left click to move, right clicking deselects, and we can see that some more of the terrain appears. So these are dark hexagons, there's no terrain there, we'll learn what to do about that in a bit. And these like grey, transparent grey ones are just hidden by the fog of war. So let's move these infantry over to that little square hexagon of Aspen, not Hexagon of Hespen. Words. So we need to explore a little bit more, so we'll move them down here and see what's in that bit of fog of war
Now
there.
that we can see what we're working with, we should build a source of fuel cells. Many buildings will need fuel cells as a source of energy to operate. May I suggest that we build 2 solar panels?
You may, and we'll go ahead and pop those there, and our little shuttle friends will take off and deliver the resources necessary to build it. So you can see they have to fly back and land on one of these construction pads. The headquarters has 4 of the landing pads, but a lot of the other buildings only have 1.
Next, we need a source of metal ore. This will allow us to expand our base and be more productive. There's an ore deposit nearby. I suggest we build a mine there.
Alright, we'll pop the mine down, and we'll wait for that to get built. There we go.
With industrial resource production in place, I suggest we turn our attention to the workforce. Workers will need both food and water. We should build a water pump near a source of water and 2 farms in the nearby grassland.
Alright, so I'm going to take advantage of these little spots over here We'll pop down a water pump right there, and then I'll pop those farms down here, just to change things up from what I played through last time, to get familiar with the game mechanics. And we're done with
All of
those.
our colony's needs have been met. But to expand further, we'll need to build additional housing to support a larger workforce.
Alright, where's a good spot for housing? Not really. The terrain denomination's done me a little dirty, I feel, this time. It's fully randomized terrain, but let's pop down the house and we'll get on with it.
Director, I'm picking up a strange energy signature from beyond the edges of our colony. This wasn't supposed to happen. The corporation and their empty promises.
Yeah, here's the energy
That
signature.
energy signature. It appears to be incoming enemy units. I've marked where they are likely to attack our colony. I suggest we move our infantry units to defend ourselves.
Well, we'll move them over there so they can all engage at the same time. And here comes the enemy.
Director, it looks like the enemy may have dropped some kind of resource. Unfortunately, we can't collect it with our cargo shuttles, but the corporation has a new collection tower that might be useful. We should build one near where the enemy attacked our colony.
We'll put that there. So it's not in a great position at the moment, but once we build some more terrain and we can get some defensive units in the area, that'll be make a lot more sense. And now the collection tower's starting to be built.
Now that the collection tower is built, we'll be able to collect and test this new resource.
Yeah, so the resource is called
Director,
terrain.
While we wait for this new resource to be collected, I thought you'd like to know that in response to last night's events, the corporation has kindly given us access to their satellite orbital bombardment system. With this system, you'll be able to target incoming enemy units and assist our ground units. The system has limited capacity and will need to recharge. Use the toggle switch in the menu or the hotkey to toggle the targeting system.
Yeah.
I recommend that you fire a few test shots.
So we can hit Q to engage the orbital bombardment and give it a little bit of fire. You can fire 2 shots at the moment when it's fully charged.
Director, this new resource appears to be how the enemy created that new landmass. Now that we have collected enough, we should be able to create land on our own. This will allow us to expand our operations and be more productive.
Indeed. One thing I will note for the developer, though, the icon for the orbital targeting, it requires being clicked on rather than just hitting Q to clear the tutorial. So let's build some terrain, and then we also have to explore newly created landmass. So let's move the soldiers forward while that we build some tiles down here, and these use terrain down
This
in
seems like
the
a
side
good
menu.
time to remind you that our colony mandate requires us to send supply ships out of the system. These ships will support the corporation's larger goals. To accomplish this, we should build a supply ship landing pad near our headquarters.
Yeah. So I'm just going to go ahead and queue up some more grass tiles to be built as we collect terrain, which will happen tonight when we get another attack in about a minute 20. What are we doing next? We're building a supply ship. So the supply ship will take loads of 50 resources at a time away from monies as well once it gets built. So we'll just fast forward to the completion of that.
Now that the supply ship has a landing site, our first directive is to transport 50 food and 50 water off-world. In return, the corporation will send us an additional 5 workers to help expand our production capabilities.
Yeah, so these supply ships, they'll take the resources 50 at a time, and they do that automatically. They just, when you have an objective like this, it just auto-loads, as we can see the shuttles are doing now. So that's what they mean, I think, with the
Director,
the
The supply
micromanagement.
ship will transport the first load of cargo. The ship has limited capacity, so it will take multiple loads to complete our directive.
Oh, it's almost nighttime again, so let's see what our infantry gets up to. And we have our orbital bombardment, so laser here to add some fun to it. I could fire while the enemy's over here, but then all the terrain gets dumped here out of collection
We've
range.
detected another wave of incoming enemies. We should prepare.
I have my soldiers. I have my laser. I'm ready to fire my laser. Yep, and there we go. They're all defeated, and now we're collecting our little purple goodness. Yeah, and as that gets collected, the shuttles will automatically continue building out this landmass here.
Excellent. Our first directive is complete. In return, the company has sent us 5 workers. Good thing we built extra housing. These extra workers will allow us to staff more buildings and be more productive. Now that we've proven ourselves, we've been given access to the inter-corporate commodity market. From the market, we'll be able to schedule shipments of our extra resources. In return, we'll earn tech credits which can be used to purchase new technologies.
Yeah, so tech credits are these up here. They are also used to pay our workforce. And the workforce gets very, very cranky if you don't pay them. In fact, I think I saw it. I screwed up on a previous run and dropped the efficiency to minus 200%, which basically just soft locked everything. So what do we got? We need to do. We need to sell 1 load of any resource. It looks like food is worth the most, so we will sell a load of 50 food, and our little drones will just take care of that. And yeah, so Mr. Developer Man, the fact that this does not go away on its own unless you click it, despite how we enter, is a touch.
We just received our first tech credits. These can be used to purchase new technology. Our standing in the company has also increased. If we keep profits high, it will open doors for us in the future.
Indeed. So we're going to get another attack in 2 minutes, so let's have a look at our tech tree and see if we can get anything to help with that. Oh, we can. We have laser towers. We also have sentry towers that just clear the fog of war. I won't get both of those because the tech credits are a bit low and we will need to save some money to pay our workforce, so we'll grab the laser tower.
Laser towers provide more defensive capabilities for our colony and will protect our valuable infrastructure. I suggest we build a laser tower near where the enemy attacked our base.
Yep, we've done that. While we're doing that, we also need to build another mine and 2 more solar panels. So mines under industry buildings, and we will pop that down there. And then over under power, grab 2 solar panels. We will pop... I don't know if I want to put them next to the water, so I will put them over here. And while we wait for them to get built, we can look at some of the other mini tutorial things.
As you are now fully established, the corporation has assigned a new directive. It is imperative that all corporate directives be executed with utmost expediency. Subsequent directives will be assigned upon the successful completion of the preceding directive.
Yeah, so we just saw pop into being this little rock up here after the building of a laser tower. So buildings maintain line of sight as well. But the scout tower, what are they called again over into the tech tree? The sentry towers maintain a much larger field of view. So we're just waiting for our shuttles to finish their work. And we will fast forward till the next, until either something completes or we get attacked. Alright, it looks like everything's about to happen at once. Solar panels have just finished and the attack is imminent. So I have my laser ready to assist the troops and the laser turret there. So as soon as they come in, there they are. They'll disappear out of the fog of war and we are ready to defend against them. There they come, and we'll get some lasers. Oh.
A scan of the area has identified a valuable iron deposit that presents a significant opportunity for our operations. We are requesting the immediate development of a mining facility adjacent to this newly discovered resource. This directive is time-sensitive with a strict deadline in place. Failure to meet the deadline will result in reduced compensation.
Director, I've marked the ore deposit that the corporation is interested in. To reach this location, we'll need to build storage buildings to extend the range of our cargo shuttles. We may also need to create additional land so that we can place our new storage buildings.
Yes. So if we go back to that tech tree, this is the other building here. Unlocks storage. And this expands the global storage capacity and provides access to global storage, which reduces some of the need for logistics. And that will require 30 iron and 20 fuel cells to build, so we'll unlock that.
Storage buildings have access to the global storage of resources. This makes them useful to expand our colony and reach new sources of resources. I suggest we use this new building to increase our reach and our productivity.
We will indeed. So, these are the range of the collection tower? No, they're not. Excellent. I will... Can I change the priority of those? No. What we can do, though, is we can look at optimizing cargo routes.
You may have noticed that most of our buildings have a shuttle utilization value shown in the unit window. If you select our headquarters, you can see that our shuttle utilization may be very high. This can slow down the construction of new buildings or the loading of our supply ships and generally reduce the efficiency of our colony. One cause of a high shuttle utilization is having too many outgoing cargo routes. Instead of sending all of our resources through our headquarters, we can add cargo routes directly from buildings that produce a resource to the buildings that require the resource. To get started, we should create a cargo route directly from our solar panels to our mine. The mine requires fuel cells, and the new cargo routes will supply the mine more efficiently. To add this cargo route, select a solar panel, hold Shift, and then click on the mine.
Right. So we can see it's popped up in the top here. Solar panel connection signs. I'm going to grab the second solar panel as well and send that to the first mine.
Fantastic. We no longer need the cargo route from our headquarters to our mine, so we can remove the unneeded cargo route.
Yeah, we can do that with shift right click.
These changes should already help improve our efficiency, but we can still go further and optimize the cargo routes in our food production chain. We can directly supply our farms with the fuel cells and water that they require. We should add cargo routes directly from our solar panels to our farms, as well as cargo routes from our water pump to our farms.
Yeah, we'll do that. We'll also sort out this second mine here. So from the headquarters, remove the route, but add in our solar panels as for direct feed in. Then we have our farms over here. So we'll give each farm 2 solar panels in much the same way we did for our mines. And then we will send the water pump to directly go to those 2 farms.
At this point, the shuttle utilization at our headquarters should be significantly improved, but we can still do more to improve productivity. We can now remove the cargo routes from our headquarters to our farms.
Alright, we'll do that again with shift right click. And now we have another attack incoming. We'll also queue up a storage on this little bit of terrain I built earlier just for that purpose. And we'll just move those soldiers up to make sure that's all nice and fully protected. And we'll have another wave of the enemies incoming. Let's get our orbital bombardment ready and have a crack at them. They should be here shortly. There they are. And wipe down.
We always need to optimize cargo routes, but if construction is taking too long or buildings are running out of resources, optimizing cargo routes can often be helpful. As the colony director, it is your job to ensure high profitability and maintain efficient productivity.
Indeed. We also have another one about shuttle range. Listen to that
You
quickly.
may have noticed that our shuttles have a maximum range. This range can be seen when adding cargo routes. If we try to build out of range, resources will not get delivered. Storage buildings can be used to expand the area that our shuttles can reach.
Yeah, so we can see that hovering over our storage here. But fortunately, our range extends to both of these tiles here, so we can get the mine down to complete that objective. Industry and mine. And we will pop that down there. We'll probably also want some more terrain eventually as well. So what do we have down here? If I send these guys down to explore, is there any terrain in this area? There is. That's really handy. So we have some spare tech credits. But what we will do is I will queue up a quick order in the market to sell off some of our food, which is still selling nicely. 100 units of that for a
As
big
our
chunky
colony
profit.
expands, we will need to hire more workers. This can be done from the hiring menu. Each new worker increases our daily costs, but also our productivity. We can also recruit additional security units. While not cheap, they can be very useful.
Indeed. So we can see here our current cost per day is 150. And the high cost for a new worker is also 150. So be careful when hiring new workers. You may run out of money to pay them. So we'll hire two. And just so we can watch our cost per day tick up. There we go. And we'll just click on that to get rid of it. So what do we need to do next? So we're busy collecting our iron ore over here. And we have our food export order currently working its way through. And once that's here's the shuttle back. The cargo ship. So, yeah. We'll just skip forward until something interesting happens. And there we go. So we've completed our sale order. And we now have a nice chunk of tech credits. So I'm going to jump back to the tech tree. And I'm going to grab the sentry tower because I want to put that down there.
Sentry towers on the edge of our colony, we'll be able to see further and possibly discover new resources. I suggest we build 2 sentry towers.
Okay, I'll build one over there, and I will build the other one over here. And the mine's finished its work. And now we're just waiting for that second sentry tower to be built. There we go. So once it gets stuffed and supplied, we can see the fog ore disappears. And we found some copper. So in the next night cycle, we'll get another attack, but also during that attack, we'll get some more progression in our tutorial. So we will be back then. Alright, a new attack is coming right now. So let's watch them come out of the little crystal portal thingy. There we go. Whole bunch of little buggers. And we are ready to take them on with our troops, our laser turret, and our orbital bombardment. There we go.
We've detected another enemy structure, powering up. I
Uh-oh.
said this wouldn't happen.
Typical corporate overlords lying. So we need to figure out what we're going to do about this. So we need to expand our colony. So first thing to do is probably pop down a sentry tower just so we can see what's going on here, because we'll need to move our defense line forwards, I reckon. So, oh, excellent. I can build that on water. That's helpful. I can't build it on that bit of water because we don't have the range, but I'll build it on that bit of forest. And then we'll start moving all these guys forwards as we need to. Our latest task is exploring food, which is already taken care of before I even notice it, and building an additional farm. So let's build that farm. Here we go. We've got plenty of space down here for that, and we'll just pop the farm in. Oh, excellent. Our sentry tower is up and we can see the area that it's cleared. So I'm just going to demolish that laser tower and request a new one much further forward, about here-ish, I reckon, for there. Which will mean that I'll need a new collection tower, so I'll just get that one ready. Try and put it there, so that's right behind the laser tower. Move our infantry up to support, and then we'll look this way. Because I believe our enemies will be coming in from that side now. Will they be heading in a straight line is the next question. I don't know. Let's build a storage building out this way to try and extend our range. Actually, you know what? Bugger it. I'm going to build some grass tiles, and I will put the storage building on there. Our other farm is finished down here. Doing an excellent job. So one thing to keep in mind is once you move out of the range of the headquarters, you don't have all 4 of its shuttles. You only have 1, maybe 2, from this local storage. So a laser tower's almost finished. Fortunately, we can reuse all our resources from the previous building. No waste there, I believe. There we go, laser tower is online. I'm not sure why it's flashing the special buildings icon at me still. So now I'm on a minute and 10 seconds till our next wave. So, slowly trying to get all this put together. Fortunately, we still have some infantry that I'm going to send over here to start expanding our view into that fog of war. I can't see any further terrain there. Interesting. Well, they'll soon get a visit. How are we doing for staff? We need 2 staff. That's why we have these icons over the laser tower. It needs energy delivered. Fuel cells, they call them. I keep wanting to say energy. And more staff. So let's get some more staff down here and hire workers. Fortunately, we still have a bunch of tech creds, so we're just going to hire... It confused me. It just needed down to 1. So we need 2 more. There we go. We'll just keep higher until we have... Okay, it's not quite sure how many are available, but it is delivering them to the work sites, I believe. And just in time, fortunately, for the attack wave. Yes, here we go. So this is where the enemy is targeting.
Directive,
so let's get...
We've detected another wave of enemies, but something is different. This group is much stronger.
Yep, and here they come. Let's get a supply orbital momentum, and we can see some of them are green now as well. There we go. Lots of lovely tasting new resources. And that collection tower might actually be too far out of range. Yes, it is. I'm going to have to delete that and move it forward. Just so I can collect those. As well as we will need one for the right-hand wing. The right-hand wing that also is going to need a laser tower. I believe that laser tower is just outside the construction range, so I'm going to queue up a storage building as well. Which is good, because that also gives the collection tower more immediate access into the global storage network. So, and our daily objective is sell 1 load of any resource, or at least 1 load, so we can sell anything we like. Again, it's still the best thing is to sell is still the food, most profitable, so I will sell 100 units of that for the money. And yep, so just queuing that order completed the daily objective, and now it's just queued up this one. Anything interesting in the tech tree for us? We can decrease the production time of the mines by 0.5 seconds, or we can give the infantry shield plus sight distance. I think we'll do that because they deserve to be looked after. We can also increase solar panel production as well, or we can even increase farm production, though that is quite a bit more expensive. We can also get a bit of a view of just how big the tech tree is so far. And in things like fuel rods, missile silos, which is apparently a work in progress, and weapons grade uranium, which is also a work in progress. Fair enough. A few other things are works in progress. So, of course, this is a pre-release build, and presumably these are the things that are going to get sorted out in early access. Hopefully, anyway. So yeah, just waiting on the 2 lonely shuttles from our storage to do all this work. They are quite busy, aren't they? So what I might do is I might make some grass tiles over here as well. I am giving them a bunch of extra stuff to do, but if we can get those tiles down, I can put a solar panel that can just deliver directly to the mine. Yeah, the mine is quite actually full of iron. It's struggling to deliver sufficiently fast. Could potentially put down another storage over here somewhere too. Excellent. They are focusing on building that storage now. But we are in need of more workers because it's struggling. Well, the workers, I believe, need to be dropped off individually as well. So I don't know if we're going to be able to do that. So we'll hire 2 more workers just so that they're available. How's our food export going? It's going along nicely. 100% shuttle utilization there for the headquarters. How are they doing? Everything's a bit packed with work to do. Alright, we will skip ahead to the next night cycle, and we'll see how things are going. Alright, our laser tower is almost complete. I've also gone ahead and queued up a solar panel and storage over here for the mine. Excellent. So we're just waiting for some energy to get delivered into that laser tower, which I think some has, but wants more. And here comes the next attack wave. So I've got the orbital bombardment queued up, and we can see the guys coming pouring out. We could fire on them, but that'd be a waste of terrain. There we go. Nicely done. Alright, so we have another little tutorial message here.
Director, some of our buildings don't have enough workers to be maximally efficient. As a reminder, you can hire more workers in the hiring menu.
There we go. We'll hire up to... Yeah, I've got the money, so I'll hire to our housing capacity of 40. There we go. And that should keep us going for a couple more. We need to purchase another upgrade from the tech tree for our daily mission. What do we want? So I think solar panel production would be the smart choice. Ooh, then we also have space laser burst plus damage. Ooh, fancy. I'll grab that as well. So if I remember rightly, that is basically most of the tutorial done. You can just continue on your own with that knowledge. And I think we will wrap up here. So that has been an early look at Deep Space Directive, which will be going into early access on March 3rd. If you are interested in trying the game out, there is a demo available on the store page. And if you like it, you can wishlist the game if you're so interested. Thank you for making it this far through the video. If you could be so kind as to leave some algorithm engagement, like a like or a comment, to help me out, that would be great. Or even subscribe. And I will be back this time next week with another early look at something. Thank you for your time, and goodbye.